Hey there, hello there, it's Jeff Cutter down and welcome to another Stone Cold Hockey video for the 2011-12 LA Kings as I'm trying to do that team. You know, they won the Stanley Cup and all that. I have baseball in the brain. Can you tell? Well, we're 23, 14, and 2, so 39 games. We're almost halfway done the season. 48 points leads the Pacific. We are actually tied for second with Colorado in the standings and all that in the West. We would be, tied with Colorado was, we would be second in the Central, tops of the Southeast, third in the Northeast, and second in the Atlantic. Goal scoring, Steven Stamkos has put up 37 of those pesky little devils. Tavares 27, Solani 23. And all that. Our top goal scorer is Justin Williams, who is 15 for 17. Points wise, Stamkos, Tavares, and Gaborik are the top three. Ante Kopitar is 8th, which is pretty good. We have two guys in the top 10. Justin Williams is now 10th. Goals against Brian Elliott, my birthday twinsy, April 9th, 1985, 17 4 and 4, with 7 shutouts. You don't see that every day. Our boy Johnny Quick, 1913 won with a 2.53 goals against with 1 shutout. Standings wise, we're tops in the Pacific Division, although we've played the most games. We have a 615 points percentage. That's only behind Nashville and St. Louis. In the conference, 111 goals, scored 103 against, so a plus 8 goals against. We are 6-2 in overtime slash shootout. That's pretty impressive. Only Anaheim is above 500 otherwise. 13-7-1 at home, 10-7-1 at home on the road. Sorry. Seating wise, we would be third. We would be playing the 6th seed Chicago Blackhawks. I don't think anyone wants to play them. Minnesota, Phoenix, and Dallas are all tied with 44 points, but Dallas has 18 wins. Philly, Carolina, New Jersey, all doing their job to try to stay above each other. Highlights: 22 shutout, 22 hat tricks, 5 games in the 30s for the fan thing. Rangers, Winnipeg still number one. Winnipeg 5-3 with 2 goals by the Rangers, 1 in the shootout. Chicago, St. Louis 13 goals. Toronto, Buffalo, Toronto 4-1 lead. You knew they were going to fuck up. There's Tampa. Saw Tampa up 3-0 and choked it. And Edmonton, Boston at 7-5. That one. Thank you. Boston was up 5-2, but Edmonton came back to win. We are now playing in January. In January, we are playing the first game of the new year, 2012, Colorado, LA. This is a battle for second place. Colorado, in real life, had 41 wins. We had 40 of them. We have John the Quick in net, Johnny Bernier, the backup, Simeon Varlamov is the main goalie for Colorado, Jay Ishiger, who was an Anaheim legend in the playoffs in 2003. Our main guys, Isaac Kopitar for Slovenia, not Slovakia. Justin Williams, Mr. Game 7. Dustin Brown, the captain. Mike Richards. Kitchener! That's right, former Kitchener Ranger. Drew Doughty, great defenseman. He's from Guelph, so it's Dustin Brown, but I don't have the hatred for Guelph as much as I do London. Spit. Jack Johnson, Slava Voynov, before his domestic violence problems. Simon Yanye, the Flyers legend. Dustin Penner, Jared Stahl, Oiler legends. Alec Martinez scoring the great job he did. This is 2 years before they got the overtime winning goal to not only win the Stanley Cup, but to actually get the Kings to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2014. People forget about that. He did that against Chicago. Willie Mitchell, Minnesota Icons. Dwight King, Kyle Crawford, Brad Richardson, Matt Green, Trevor Lewis, Andrei Lokutanov, Colin Fraser, Trent Hunter from Rounders, Icon, Jordan Nolan, Davis Struzinski, Rob Scuderi, and even more of the Oilers. Avalanche players Gabriel Landeskog, Kitchener. Yeah, he's a former Kitchener Ranger too. Paul Stastny, Peterson, David Jones, Brian O'Reilly. Surprised he was around that early. Milan Hayduk, Colorado icon since the 2001 Stanley Cup Finals. Matt Duchene, okay. Cool. Jay McClement from Brampton Battalion for Blue. TJ Gagliardi, Peter Mueller, Chuck Kovacic, Corey McLeod, Kyle Quincy, Jan Hayda, Danny Winnick, Eric Johnson, St. Louis, Stefan Elliott, Mark Oliver, Kevin Porter, Sharon O'Brien, Matt Henrik, Boston Icon, Ryan Wilson, Ryan O'Byrne, and David Van der Golik. Okay. 5 minutes into the game. The Reds, score! Scored by Michael Jordan Nolan. His first from Doughty and Scudari. 1-0. I don't know if that was his first career goal. Colorado tries to answer. 9. 5 minutes later. No. 5 more minutes. Double hit Porter. Chance for us. Last moment. Aggression. Colorado will take a penalty. It's Gagliardi. But our own Jordan Nolan with the goal. On the power play? Fuck. Yes, sir. Mr. Brown, you've got a lovely dog. It's 14 from Green and Klobuchar. 5 minutes later. Damn. 3 minutes later? Much later. No. To end the period. Aggression. Colorado delivers it and they score. ROR scores his 8 from Winnick and Jones. Five minutes into the third. 2-1. Are we killing the clock? I think we are. And Peter Mueller has 7 for the burn. Three to one. So we are in overtime. Really? Overtime heroics. Game 7. Well, it's not a game 7, but it's just in time. His 18 from Kopitar and Doughty. The Kings win 3-2 a la Progation. And Colorado finally suffers a loss past 60 minutes. We did it. We were up 2-0 on goals by Nolan and Dustin Brown. O'Reilly and Mueller tied it, but Justin Williams saves the day again. Did Doughty get 3 assists? No. Kopitar got 2. Doughty got 2. We beat Colorado in overtime. Thank goodness for that. Washington 1-1 after the shootout. That doesn't make sense. Frick. Our next game is hosting Phoenix, those pesky devil dogs, as we call it. Well, let's see what happens. We are hosting Phoenix, and we have Johnny Quick against Mike Smith. Not Bubbles, for you Trailer Park fans out there. Yeah, he was a good goalie. Jason LaBarbera and Curtis McElhinney's a backup. You know Mike Smith, remember that one goal he gave up against Buffalo in overtime when he had the puck in his hockey pants? Phoenix, the team, the city that Batman will never let die for a long time. Ron Ferbata, Ray Whitney, great guy with the Sharks, who was drafted in the 91 draft, 20 years prior. Bet you didn't know that. Jane Doe and Mr. Coyote. Well, he played a year or two with the Jets, but he's Mr. Coyote. Korpikoski, Rafi Torres, Baby Beluga. I believe this was when, this was the 2012 playoffs was when he got the 25 game suspension, and that kind of ruined him. Ekman Larson still playing in the NHL with the Leafs, not doing so well. Keith Yandel, Yandel Bomb. With over 900 career consecutive games. Damon Lakecal, who was a Coyotes icon in the 2000s. Michael Bodker, Kitchener. That's right. Another former Kitchener Ranger playing in the 2012 was Michael Bodker. Remember, he scored 2 overtime goals back-to-back games 3 and 4 against the Blackhawks. Game 3, Chris Cuthbert was on the call for TSN, and he said, goal from the former Kitchener Ranger. I was like, yes, he said Kitchener Rangers. Taylor Pyatt, Martin Hansel, Boyd Gordon, Gilbert Brule, Creme Brulee, Kyle Juptura, Slava Klesla from the Columbus area. Derek Morris, former Coyote. You know what I mean. Avalanche and Flame. playing. Derek Morris, Adrian Aucoin, Cal O'Reilly, Patrick O'Sullivan, Michael O'Roosevelt. Just kidding. David Schlemko, Michael Stone, and Mark Pouliot. 2 minutes into the game, and Porter, one hit. 3 minutes later. Shot by them? No. Remember, we're red. 3 minutes later, he goes! Forget Fred Penner's place in Los Angeles. It's Dustin Penner's place. If you're Canadian, you know Fred Penner's place in reference. His fifth from Green and Scuderi. 2 minutes later. An injury? No penalty. 4 minutes later. No. Action by us? Aye. Let's go! Mr. Brand, you got a lovely daughter. It's 15 from Richards and Trent Hunter. We're 2-0 to 40. UFL, who cares? 5 minutes later. Nope, they can't score. 5 more minutes. Progression? They get a penalty. Schlemko. Damn it, Richards. Damn it. Much later. No. Well, 2-0 for us through 40 minutes. 2 minutes later. Richards, you could have made it 3. They have a chance? No, they don't. 2 more minutes. Drew Carey. Drew Doughty, his fifth from Computar and Frazier makes it 3-0. 2 minutes later. Phoenix delivers a hit. But that doesn't hit. 3 minutes later. Fermata, no. Much later. We're killing the clock. Penalty on Mitchell. And for the first time in almost 6 periods, we get a penalty. Man, I almost went 2 straight games without conceding a penalty. But Phoenix can score as many goals as they can in 5 minutes. We're in trouble. Chance for Fermata, no. Well. They just couldn't score, and Johnny Quick picks his a shootout. Penner, Brown, and Doughty. Dustin, Drew. Dustin, Drew. Duck, Goose. Dustin, Drew. 3-0, and Johnny Quick should be named Danny Quick or whatever the frig it is. So, but we put up a shutout. You know what that means. It doesn't mean anything. Of course, after the shutout, we get some time off and all that. Saturday the 7th is a game against Columbus. So if anything goes wrong, we better not fuck this up. We're looking pretty good. Against Columbus, Johnny Quick back in the net against Curtis Sanford. Sanford is like do. Did you know that Lamont Wilson, aka Lamont died? Damon Wilson, Lamont died. Well, Sanford, the backup to Steve Mason, Kitchener. That's the third straight team I've had in this video against and who had a Kitchener Ranger. Alan York and Sean Hunwick are your other goalies. Rick Nash, great Columbus player, but then he headed to New Jersey. RJ Umberger, known as Hamburger, known for being hit by Brian Campbell. Fiddy Prospel, never seen one to quit. Jeff Carter, great player for Columbus, who the Kings would actually get later. For Jack Johnson, because Jack Johnson's on our team, so Jeff Carter, future King, we're facing, of course, we give up Jack Johnson. Derek Brassard, the brass ring, I call him as a New York Ranger, who was then traded from me to Venja, which actually worked out for me. Derek Dorsett, Goon, Mark Letestu, Ryan Johansson, still around. Anton Vermette, before he went to Chicago, I saw that Chicago with the guy with Phoenix with the line crossed out. So Vermette will be going to Phoenix soon. Nikita, Cam Atkinson, Derek McKenzie, James Wisniewski, what a name. Fedor Tudin, great Columbus defenseman. Grant Klitzum, what a name. Yuck. Aaron Johnson, Sammy Paulson, David Savard, John Moore, Kitchener. Okay. Yeah, he was a Kitchener Ranger, John Moore. Colton Gillies, Mark Buffalo, and Brett Lepta. 4 minutes into the game. We try to score with Clifford, you can't. 3 minutes later. They try to score with Johansson. 4 minutes later. Running on them, 4-6. Can we score? Damn it. There we go. Pop, power play goal. Slovenia's finest. Onse Queens Kingstow Cops. His 14 from Mitchell in green. 5 minutes later. Shot no. And we get the goal. It's 1-0 for us. Yay! Giddy up. Kitchener. Richards, it's 11 from Drew. Makes it 2-0. The Kitchener Guelph connection. 5 minutes later. Damn it, we got a penalty by Johnson. Whew. I thought we were going to give up a goal. Much later. 2 minutes later. Well, it's 2-0 for us. One minute later. No. We couldn't score. 4 minutes later. No. 2 minutes later. Dustin does it again. Their straight goal. Game of goal. Penner release us to make it 3-6 for us. 2 minutes later. 3 minutes later. Stamina. We need the stamina. Dowdy from Richardson Gagne makes it 4-0. Wow. Wow, I can't believe it. We beat Columbus. And the best part is, we didn't give up one rinky-dinky goal. They tried. They had many chances. Kopitar, Richards, Brown, and Dowdy scored for us. I don't think I've ever had a roll like this, 2 straight shutouts. I don't think I've ever done that before. Well, we're going to keep going until we give up a goal or something. Columbus goes to Anaheim and gets their back. At least he scored a goal. So we host Washington with Ovechkin. And Washington, 6 games below 500. When in real life, they won the first round against Boston, the defending champs. And Johnny Quick is in the net against Thomas Vokoun, the former Nashville Star goalie. Neuvert and Holtby, a young Braden Holtby, the 3rd string. Vokoun, Lacoon. There's also Ovechkin, the great 8. Alex Semin, number 26. Jason Chimera, Troy Brower, Brooks Lake, great player Matthew Perreault, decent player 85. Marcus Johansson, number 90. Nick Backstrom, the playmaker, not the goalie. Dennis Weidman, who would soon get a 20-game suspension for bumping into an official. John Carlson, U.S. World Junior Hero. Mike Knuble, Joe Ward, the hero against Boston in Game 7 and got lots of racial epitaphs thrown at him. Jeff Alpern, Matt Hendricks, Cody Eakin, Jay Regal Beagle, Dmitry Orlov, Kiefer Coyne, Mike Green, great scoring defenseman. Roman Hammerlick, Tampa #1 draft pick in 92. Colin Osler, Jeff Schultz, Jalen Erskine. Here we go. 5 minutes into the game. Pair scores from Kopitar and Mitchell. So it's 1-0 for us. 4 minutes later. Aggression? Washington takes the penalty. Hendricks. Can we take advantage? Damn it. There we go. Brad Richardson from Brandon Johnson makes it 2-0. Who the heck's Brad Richardson? I think he played for Owen Sound. Nope. Chance? No. Knuble had a chance. Shot by Brower. Stop by Quick. Oh, what a stop by Quick. Brower thought he had a goal. Well, Johnny Quick looks pretty good. 2 minutes later. Chance Brooks. Oh, what a stop. 4 more minutes. No. 4 more minutes. 2 more minutes. And a penalty on us by Doughty. Streak. Oh, we killed the zone. Weidman and Orlov can't do the job. 3 minutes later. Aggression? LA takes an aggressive penalty. It's Kyle Clifford. And Brouwer missed. Wow. I didn't think he would. I thought we were dead, but yeah. So it's 2-0 LA after 2. Much later. Trying to kill the clock and trying to score. Yeah. Dustin scores. 4 straight going with a goal from Doughty Kopitar. 3-0. Trying to do something. 5 minutes later. Chance by Halpern. No. 2 minutes later. Gresham. They get aggressive with Brouwer. And Jack Johnson puts it through Kopitar and King with this 4-0. Gresham injury. Penalty on them. Brouwer. Richards Hendricks. Ooh. And Jack Johnson, the second of the night from Kofi, keeps it 5-0. Wow. What a job. Well, we beat Washington by worse than Columbus. We only scored 4 on Columbus. We scored 5 on Washington. And Jack Johnson with a pair of goals, the future Columbus Blue Jacket. 5-0. Can you believe it? That's 3 in a row by you know what. There's 13 games. Wow, there's 13 games that we don't get any of the Tuesday action. No. Does Washington get another game? Nope, not even Washington. Winnipeg. I know we're going deep into this, but I have a streak going. Washington goes home and gets beaten by Pittsburgh. I don't know if they'll make the bus. Well, Dallas comes to town. Dallas. Well, Johnny Quick's done pretty well for himself. And he's back in the net against Richard Bachman. Bachman Turner overdrive. Harry Lenton in the main goalie for Dallas. I'm surprised to put Bachman in the net. Andrew Raycroft. Oh, I don't want to talk about that guy. Of hell, as a Leaf fan. Michael Ryder, Louis Erickson, a former Canadian icon. Louis Erickson, Jamie Benn, great Dallas player. Mike Ribeiro, former Hub. Eric Nystrom, Steve Ott, you ought to know. Brandon Morrow, another key Dallas guy. Alex Gugleski from Fiddler on the Roof from Nashville. Sheldon Saray, former Hub player. Adam Burrish. Tom Wendell, Stefan Robidas, former Hub. Trevor Daly, Radek Dvorak, Thomas Bencourt. Phil Larson, Jake Dow, Toby Peterson, Ryan Garbutt, Nick Grossman, Adam Party, Mark Fistrick, Jordy Ben. Gershon. Okay, for the Gershon penalties, 1-0. And Justin Williams puts it in from Brown and Lewis because 1-0. 1 minute later. And they score! Brandon Morrow from Ben and Ryder. And finally, the shutout streak ends at 9 periods of 180 minutes. 191-52. 191 minutes. Well, we're going to save and we're going to auto finish. We win the game 3-1. Williams scored again and then Brown. So we did give up a goal, but we're still on a winning streak. Are we on a winning streak or something? Yeah, 3 straight games with a shutout. We've won 7 in a row. I didn't even realize. The last time we lost was in overtime, heroics to Chicago. The last time we went back-to-back losses was Dallas and Boston. So it's been 14 games since we've had back-to-back losses. We're 28-14-2. Are we tops in the conference? No, Nashville's ahead of us by 2 points. Goal scoring, there's 13 20 goal scorers. Justin Williams is one of them. And Quick's goals against is now 227. 10th in the league. I'm still bitter that he's below Shiger, Grace, Schneider, and Theodore, and they're like backups. I mean, all that 227 is a pretty good number. All that. And we are number 2. We would play Edmonton if the season ended. Look at this. Minnesota, Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary, and Phoenix all have 48 points. Detroit and Dallas have 47. Anaheim has 46. Yeah, there's a massive disparity. Montreal, Carolina, New Jersey, and then the Islanders and Winnipeg are basically done for. Man, we have a 7-game winning streak on the line. That's pretty good. Man, can you believe we had 3 straight shutouts? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond to do.